Welcome to the Trip Tales podcast with me, Kelsey Graves. Let's jump into a new episode exploring a vacation destination that you'll want all the details about. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 23 of Trip Tales. This one is going to be a little different, but I am so stinking excited about what is going down at my house this afternoon. So I just had to do a quick episode to share. Let me back up and tell you that about a year ago, I would have told you that going on a cruise was not of interest to me. My husband and I would say we prefer to go to a destination and explore that entire destination or island, not be stuck on a cruise ship with hundreds of thousands of people. Like we were die-hard non-cruisers. I've been on one cruise in my life. I was a teen and it was a Royal Caribbean cruise with my family. I have great memories from it. I just had never been someone who wanted to jump on a cruise ship again. Fast forward to starting my podcast, Trip Tales, and interviewing not one, but two guests all about the Disney Cruise Line, and my wheels started to turn. I began learning that of all the big cruise lines, Disney is considered one of the nicest, the most family-friendly, and far and away has the best food. I didn't know that. I learned that kids are absolutely obsessed with the kids clubs. And these aren't just any childcare rooms. They are multi-roomed and themed with Star Wars areas and Rapunzel art studios, which Rapunzel herself comes and visits while you're crafting, science labs, and more. Oh, also, everyone says that the evening shows are like Broadway quality and they will literally knock your socks off. And the main thing I kept hearing is that this is a set it and forget it type of trip. Very little planning needed. And as someone who loves to plan a trip and is the trip planner for our family, every once in a while, I need to know that a trip is just going to be easy. I heard that a Disney cruise is stress-free because they tell you where you are eating each night, which happens to be in super creatively themed restaurants like Arendelle and Marvel with delicious food and entertainment the entire time. It's all inclusive and you've already paid for everything, so your kids can order the steak or the burger or both, plus dessert. And if your kids do end up liking the kids clubs, which most do, you end up getting a lot of adults only time as well to explore the adults only areas, the adults only pool, the cool themed bars with nice champagne, wines, and cocktails. Disney cruise ships are also much smaller than some of the monstrosities you see right now from cruise lines like Royal Caribbean. So they aren't quite as overwhelming as some of the ships that look like floating cities with ice skating rinks and bowling alleys and basically a full-blown water park on the top deck. So after being die-hard non-cruisers for most of our adult life, I found myself wanting an easy, set it and forget it type of trip for our upcoming fall break in October. After begging my husband to listen to episode 9 and episode 16 of Trip Tales, all about Disney cruises, my husband slightly begrudgingly agreed to booking our very first cruise, a sailing on the newer Disney Wish ship in October. The fun thing about going in October is that Disney themes these cruises Halloween on the high seas. So there's some extra fun programming during this Halloween timeframe. So there will be trick-or-treating. The kids can bring costumes. Some of the characters are in their own Halloween costumes. And there are some fun themed Halloween treats and such throughout the ship. So October will be a fun time to go to see all these extra fun Halloween touches. We booked through Costco Travel, which was pretty easy and straightforward, and we're getting about a $500 to $600 Costco gift card in return for booking through them, which is great for us because we are a big Costco family. So that is real money for us that we will really use pretty much immediately. At the time we booked, there were very few staterooms left. So if you're ever thinking about going on a Disney cruise, book as far in advance as you can. But we did snag a deluxe family ocean view stateroom with a veranda, that's a fancy word for balcony, on deck 6. And this room can sleep 5. So there will be a queen bed for my husband and I. There are 2 bunk beds that 2 of the kids can sleep in. And then there is a pull-down Murphy bed as well. So I'm sure it's going to be quite cozy and comfortable. But hey, we don't need to be in our rooms much. And I've heard that sometimes the kids stay in kids clubs until about midnight, especially the older ones. Speaking of kids clubs, I did hear a good tip for the tweens that I'm just going to throw out there right now. So the super cool themed kids clubs are for the younger kids. I think it cuts off at age 10 or 11. But for the older kids' rooms, they have more of like a social area with soda bar and video games and board games and lots of themed activities. But one thing to note is that the first night of every cruise, there is an icebreakers time in the Edge and the Vibe. These are the older kids clubs. And I have heard on many podcasts that you want to get your kid to go to this icebreaker, especially in that tween and teen age range. Because at this icebreaker on the first night, they play all these get to know you games so that the kids can kind of find their people and find their friends and get to know each other. And from that, that makes them want to go back to the kids club and find their friends. But if they skip that, sometimes they feel a little bit like a fish out of water and they're not sure what to do in these older kids clubs. So we're going to make it a priority to make sure our tween hits up that icebreaker night on the first night. So once we decided to book our cruise, I got busy making sure the kids had passports, which they don't necessarily need because we are just cruising to the Bahamas and to Castaway Cay, Disney's private island. And as long as you're not flying in and out of the Bahamas, but you're cruising, you can actually get by with a birth certificate. But if there was ever a reason we needed to hurry, scurry, and fly back from the Bahamas for any variety of reasons, we would need a passport. So just to cross our T's and dot our I's, I wanted everyone to have passports so that that is taken care of. And we're going to start traveling out of the country more anyways soon. I also started ordering some fun things to reveal the surprise to the kids because they currently don't know. And at the time of this recording, I am telling them when they get home from school today. So I am so flipping excited. I feel like I'm the one getting surprised and I actually already know the entire surprise, but I cannot wait to tell them. You'll have to go check out my Instagram page. I'm just my name on Instagram, Kelsey_Graves, to watch the video reveal of me telling them. But here on the pod, I'm just going to share everything I gathered and then how I'm going to reveal it to them. I'll put the links to all of these items in the show notes in case you need any items for your upcoming Disney cruise. So one thing that has come recommended is to have fun magnets for your stateroom door. Aside from just the fun of it, the hallways can get super long with door after door after door. So having some unique magnets helps your room stand out quickly and helps you identify your door, especially for those tweens and teens who might have a little bit of freedom to walk around the ship by themselves and need to easily find your room when they're coming back. So I got two cute cruise door magnet sets on Amazon. The first set has Disney treats. They're so cute. I'm looking at them right now. There's a Mickey cupcake, a Mickey ice cream cone, a Minnie Mouse ice cream bar, and a Dole Whip cup. They're super cute. So it's just kind of fun themed Disney treats that are going to go on our door. And then the second set isn't Disney themed at all, but it is cruise themed. So there's a super cute magnet of a big cruise ship. And then there's the words cut out that says my first cruise, which I thought was cute because it's our first cruise. So the kids will see that every time they come back to our room. And then there's just a variety of other fun cruising magnets that go along with the set, like an anchor, a passport, a map, a ship steering wheel that says Bon Voyage, and a beach chair with a beach umbrella and beach toys. So those are all going to go on our stateroom door. Then I created these super cute itineraries on Canva with what we were doing each day on the cruise. Like day 1, disembark, explore the ship. First Broadway show. Day 2, port in the Bahamas, spend the day at Atlantis, etc. Again, you can go check out my Instagram page if you want to see more of what this stuff looks like. But one of my friends recently planned a Grand Canyon trip, shout out Kelly, and she shared a similar itinerary with me. And I just thought it was the cutest way to get your kids on board with the flow of the trip. They can keep it in their backpacks and know what to expect each day. So I decided I wanted to try my hand at one of these cute trip itineraries. And I added photos of the Disney Wish ship, photos of Atlantis and the Bahamas. So they've got their whole little itinerary to check. Next, I ordered some shirts from Etsy. Now, a lot of Disney and cruise shirts are quite cheesy. And I wanted to get something my son and my husband would be okay with as well. So at the end of the day, I went with a simple, really pretty blue. It's kind of in between like a light blue and a periwinkle. And it just has a simple graphic of a cruise ship, Mickey ears, and the year 2024. It's a small little graphic, like in the upper right hand of the shirt. Nothing crazy, but I thought we could all wear them when we board with our swimsuits underneath and get a cute family pic before we jump in the pools or hit up the Aquamouse water slide. I also got a cute pack of cruise themed lanyards that are all different colors so we can keep our room key and our key to the world card in them. The key to the world card is something you will get on your Disney cruise, which um, allows you to get on and off the ship because obviously you can't have random people getting on the ship. So you want to make sure you keep those all safe. Disney cruise ships are also famous for their pirate nights, where on one night they have a huge pirate party with music, dancing, entertainment on stage, and then fireworks at the end, right off the deck of the ship. Some people go all out and dress like actual pirates, but I just ordered us some cute, or hopefully my older kids will think they're cute and cool, pirate themed t-shirts from Amazon. I think they're pretty cute and cool. I ordered different ones for the boys and the girls. I'll again put those in the show notes, but we're going to wear those just with some shorts or leggings or whatever. Okay, this is the order of how I'm going to reveal the surprise for the kids. So they're going to get home from school. I'm going to sit them on the couch. I'm going to tell them, you guys have been so amazing this first week of school. You guys are doing a great job. We're so proud of you. We love traveling with you, and we are so excited to share what we have decided to do for fall break this year. And remember, they've never been on a cruise. They've never been on a Disney cruise. We have been to Disney World, so they definitely have been bitten by the Disney bug, but I don't think they're going to have any clue this is coming. I was going to start with passports because they haven't seen their passports yet. We did the appointments and they got shipped to us in the mail, but I just placed them in our closet and they haven't actually seen them yet. So they're going to be really, really excited to see their very first passport and hold it in their hands. But my husband made a good point and he was like, easy on the passports because my oldest daughter, who is in middle school and a lot of her friends have started to travel out of the country, is like really into wanting to leave the country. And so she's always talking about these cool places her friends have been, like London, Greece, Italy. And so we think she'll immediately jump to like, we're going to the Greek islands. And we'll be like, oh, wait, back it up. We're still going somewhere super cool. So great point to my husband. I'm not going to lead with the passports. I'm going to have a big bag. And the first thing I'm going to pull out are the pirate shirts because I don't think they know there's a pirate night on the Disney Cruise Line. So they'll kind of be like, pirate shirts? What are you talking about? So I'm going to pass out their pirate shirts and they'll just kind of probably think maybe we're going to Disney World to ride Pirates of the Caribbean. I think they'll kind of be like, okay, confused. Next, I'm going to hand each of them a lanyard. There's nothing in it yet. We don't have our key to the world cards or anything. So they each get a lanyard. Now the lanyards do have like beachy themed designs on them, like sea turtles and anchors and ship steering wheels. They're technically cruise line lanyards. I'll link them in the show notes. So we'll see if they get closer on that one. Then I think I'm going to give them their passports so that they've got like pirate lanyard passport. Then I'm going to give each of them their shirt, which actually has a cruise ship on it and Mickey ears. So that should probably give it away. I think they'll probably figure it out at that point. And then lastly, I'm going to start slapping up these magnets that say my first cruise and all the Disney treats. And then we will tell them we're going on a Disney cruise in October for fall break. And I hope they lose their minds. It's a 4-night cruise. The first day we set sail, we wake up on day 2 in Nassau at the Bahamas, which on a lot of Disney cruises, people are 50-50 on if they get off the ship or not, because Nassau's, if you don't do Atlantis, there's not like a ton to do. There is Baha Mar, which is another amazing resort. But we decided since our kids are a little older, they are 6, 9, and 12. The Atlantis resort is so iconic and it's seen in so many commercials and they have their passports for the first time that we really want to get off the ship there and let them explore an island so that they can say they've been to the Bahamas. So we'll get off there and do a full day at Atlantis, which will be fun to do all those water slides. And they've got a new Barbie exhibit, which is in their lobby. So you can look that up, but we're excited to check out their new Barbie exhibit. And then we get back on the ship and we cruise overnight. And the third day we wake up at Castaway Cay, which is Disney's private island, which will be really fun because you can play in the ocean there, almost in like a splash pad type play structure with water slides and whatnot, but it's actually in the ocean. There's snorkeling. There's a 5K. I think I'm going to encourage my husband to do because he's a big runner. So we're excited to spend the day at Castaway Cay. Castaway Cay. Sorry, I always say that wrong because it's spelled Cay, but it's pronounced Key because you're in the Bahamas. Castaway Cay. and then we get back on the boat, and then the entirety of day 4 is just a sailing day. So that's a fun day to explore the ship some more, do the Aquamouse water slide, go play some trivia. There's so much we could do on the ship. And then we sleep one more night, the 4th night, and then we wake up back in Orlando at Port Canaveral. So I decided we'll just dip our toe in with a 4-night cruise. I'm so excited that it's Halloween on the high seas. I will 100% be reporting back with a full trip review so that you guys can hear everything I thought about the Disney Wish ship. And I think that's it for now. So wish me luck as I reveal that we are going on our very first cruise to our kids in just a couple hours when they get home from school. I absolutely can't wait. Stay tuned for some fun upcoming episodes, including a couple's trip to Switzerland. I absolutely cannot wait to hear about this trip. I will be like drooling and wanting to book it immediately. And a family trip to Universal that was booked completely on points. That's all coming on the next few episodes of Trip Tales. That wraps up another episode of Trip Tales. If you have a trip you'd like to share about on the podcast, email me at triptalespodcast@gmail.com and I'll add you to the schedule. Also, be sure to follow the show so that you don't miss any upcoming vacation destinations. And if you have an extra minute in your day, please leave a review for the podcast. It helps more than you could imagine. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next episode of Trip Tales.